So y'all, in the video, you can't hear your voices in the video. You're only going to be able to hear mine in tutoring, okay? So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so all right. So yesterday we did all of these yesterday. Did y'all have any questions about anything that we did yesterday?
No.
Hannah? Hannah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just finishing up something that I was doing, and yeah, I didn't have any questions.
Okay, good deal. All right, so I'm gonna keep it moving. We're on number 14 now, okay? So 14 says that what are the equations for the following lines? So you have to write an equation for these lines right here. So you're gonna write equation in slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b. So you have to identify the slope and identify the y-intercept. It's probably easier to identify the y-intercept where the line crosses the y-axis. So looking at this very closely, where does the line cross the y-axis? You think it crosses at 4? Okay, let's look. It crosses up here. It's 1, 2, 3. It does. So your B is 4. Okay? B is positive 4. So now let's identify the slope. So we have to pick two good points that we can read. We can obviously read this point as 0 and 4. And we can read this point down here, which is negative 1 and negative 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1 and negative 4. All right, so we can count rise over run from there. So from this point to this point, you rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and over 1. So it's 8 over 1. So 8 over 1 is 8. So how would I write this as an equation?
Y equals 8x plus 4.
Because the slope up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rise 8 and over to the right 1. So rise over run, 8 over 1. All right, so let's look at the second one. Doing the same thing. We're writing it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So we have to find m and we have to find b. It's probably easier to figure out where the line crosses the y-axis. Where does the line cross the y-axis?
4 again.
It crosses, it does cross at 4 again. Oh my goodness. Crosses here at 4 on the y. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now we're going to count rise over run. So pick two good points. I'm going to pick this point right here. And I can pick this point right here. These 2 points. So let's count. What's going to be my rise?
1.
1. Good job. What's going to be my run? Go up 1. And then how far do I go over?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good, babe. So 1/5 is the slope. How do I then write this as an equation?
Y equals 1/5 of x plus 4.
Very good. Y equals 1/5. Oops, I don't know what I'm writing. 1/5 x plus 4. If I want to write this in function notation, I say f of x. I change this y to f of x is equal to 1/5 x plus 4. Okay? All right, I just threw that in there. Okay, any questions about that? Y'all good?
Yes.
Are y'all
Yes.
writing? Do y'all need me to pause so you can write?
I'm good. No.
Okay.
Good.
All right, so let's look at 15. It says Larry owes, that's important, owes $300 to rent the facility for the party. He charges $4.50 for 2 people. How much then is it for one person? If it's 4.
450 is and for 2 people.
How much is it for one? It's $4.50 for 2 people. How much is it for one person? How much is it for one person? Okay.
Okay, 2.25.
Very good. Okay. So you said 450. Cut this out. Divided by 2, which gives you 225. So this is going to be 225 per person. That is a rate. That's a slope. So M in this problem is that. Write a recursive formula for the profit made. Okay. So profit is after you have paid everything off, right? What you make afterwards. So I'm starting off. How much do I owe? What do I start with?
300, you owe 300.
I'm starting off positive or negative?
Positive. Oh, wait, negative because he owes.
You owe, right. That's negative 300. And I'm writing a recursive formula. So what am I going to do every single time to get the next number?
Next equal now.
Next.
Next equal now plus 2.25.
Very good. You're going to add $2.25 for every single person. Another way to write that is A sub n is equal to A sub n minus 1, and you're going to add 225 per person. You see how this is recursive also? And you could say the first number, A sub 1, is equal to a negative 300. This is another way to write the recursive formula. Do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are y'all okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's do 16. Which set of numbers produces this sequence? So which one of these numbers, if I plug in 1, I should get this answer. If I plug in this 2, I should get the second answer. If I plug in 3, I should get the third answer. Okay? So,
Okay.
Wait. All right, so the x values here, these are the different x values here. Okay? So I can substitute those numbers in and see what I get. All right, so let's substitute. We got 8. Let's plug in 8. We got 8 plus, is that? Yeah. Plus 5 times, and this is a negative 89. Okay. And when I press enter, I get 400 and some change. Wait. That's crazy, right? These are crazy, ridiculous numbers. So let's try some numbers.
In my opinion, I think it's D.
Yeah, let's try some numbers that are smaller. 8, and you got, that's what I'm saying, plus 5. We got times, what's that, negative 17? Oops. I pressed 7 twice by accident. Yeah, 7. Yeah. Those numbers were way too big. So
This is called playing smart and deduction.
yeah, exactly. Those numbers, woo! Those numbers were big. All right. Let's find the x and the y intercept. Okay, you ready? Y'all okay so far?
Yes.
Okay. So number 17, we're finding the x-intercept, and we're going to find the y-intercept. When you're finding the x-intercept, that means your y is equal to 0. When you're finding the x-intercept, where the line crosses the your y-axis, the x is equal to 0. Okay? So now we're going to write the equation and substitute. The equation is 5x minus y 5x minus y is equal to 35. Make sure I got that right. Yep. All right, so let's find the x-intercept first. So let's plug in 0 for y. So this is 5x minus 0 is equal to 35. So now this is gone, and I'm just solving for x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and I get x is equal to what number?
7.
7. So how do I write this as an ordered pair? What comma what? Come on, y'all.
7, comma 0.
7, comma 0. Good job, babe. Now let's do this one. Let's plug in 0 for x. So we got 5 times 0 minus y is equal to 35. So 5 times 0 is 0. So we're left with negative y. Now how do we get y by itself? What do we do?
Divide by negative 1.
Very good, y'all. Divide both sides by negative 1. So this is going to be y is equal to what number?
Negative 35.
Negative 35. How do you write this as an ordered pair?
0 slash, well, not really slash, but whatever. Negative 35.
Very
Negative
good.
35.
0, comma, negative 35. Okay. And that's where it crossed, the line crosses the y axis. Okay. We okay?
Yes.
All right. Are y'all right? You copying it down, or do you need more time?
Yes, I need a little bit more time.
All right. I'm gonna pause. Let me know when you finish.
Thank you.
I'm back. Okay. Y'all ready? All right. So now look.
Yes.
Good. So look at this one. Okay. So now number 17. Compare two functions. These are the two functions. Okay. So now we're going to see what do these functions have in common. So we got f of x is equal to 9x plus 3. And the other equation is g of x. Sorry. What you say, baby?
We can't see it right now.
You see it?
No, like we couldn't see your paper for a bit.
Oh, okay. G of x is equal to what? 3x plus 6. Do you have your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. So now what do they have in common? What do they have in common? What else do they have in common? What do they have in common? What can you say about their slopes?
They're both in slope intercept form.
Okay, they are in slope intercept form, but what's the slope of this one?
Y equals 9x plus 3.
What's the slope here?
Oh, 9.
It's positive 9. What's the slope here?
Positive 3.
What do the slopes have in common?
They're positive.
Both slopes are positive. What else do they have in common besides both the slopes being positive?
Their B is positive too.
The y-intercept is positive also. They're not the same, but the y-intercepts are positive. Any questions?
How do you figure out what the y-intercept is?
What is the y-intercept for this first equation? What's the m and what's the b?
M is 9.
M is 9.
B.
That's the slope. What's the b?
B is 3.
That's the y-intercept.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
It's okay, babe. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good deal. All right, let's look at the number 18. Mrs. Peanut teaches a math class that she plans to take bowling. The function which models the cost of the field trip is this right here, 3n plus 40, where n represents the number of students. The bus capacity is 45. What's the practical domain? What's the x values? Practical, this makes sense. And what domain is the x values? So this is basically asking you what x values make sense. Remember, x in this problem or n in this problem is talking about the number of what? The number of students. So what can your possible values be for the number of students in this scenario? Think about it. What are your possible answers for the number of students that you could have? My numbers are between what and what for the number of students that I could have?
It's between something and 45.
What's something? I don't know what that means. Talk to me. Something. What's something? Give me a number. What's the lowest amount of number that of students that can go on this trip?
1.
0 students can't go?
No, because 0 can't go.
Why is it that nobody can go? Is
Because
it
then they
possible?
wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Then they wouldn't have a field trip.
but is it possible?
Yes.
I guess, yes.
Yeah, it's possible that nobody will go. That's a possibility. So 0. Can't have negative, can you? There's no way to have negative number of students. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can have between 0 and what number? What's the highest number you could have?
45.
45. Why 45?
That's the maximum capacity.
That's the maximum capacity. This is your practical domain. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now we're doing, you need a copy or y'all good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I should be good.
All right, good deal. Okay, so now we're gonna do correlation coefficient. When you're doing the correlation coefficient, you gotta cut diagnostic on. Where do you go in your calculator to cut the diagnostic on?
I don't even know.
It's either stat or var. No, not
No.
vars.
Not stat, not bars.
Huh?
Not either. Not stat, not bars. How do I do correlation coefficient?
Is it second?
Second what?
The 7, 1, 2.
That's clearing it. Second plus
That's
7, 1, 2 is clear.
clearing
That's clearing it. Try again. No, that's not it. Try again. You gotta do diagnostic on. So you have to press second and 0. Now go down to what?
Diagnostic on.
Go down to diagnostic on.
Then hit enter once you get there.
Very good. Then you hit enter once you get there. And then what do you do after that?
Press enter so it can say done.
Press enter again so it can say done. Good job, babe. All right, so now I'm going to type the numbers in the calculator. I'll type this under L1, this under L2. Where do I go to type numbers in the calculator? To type
Second one.
Stat.
Stat. Very good, baby.
Stat and
Then press stat, and then what do you press after that?
Enter.
Enter.
Enter on edit. So now I'm going to type these numbers in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I press the arrow over button to go to the next list, and I'm going to press 10, 14, enter. Then I got 12, enter, 17, enter, 19. Enter. Okay. So now where do I go to do my line of best fit? Because the only way I can get my R or my correlation coefficient is to do line of best fit. So where do I go? How do I do line of best fit?
Isn't it the second mode than the stat and calc?
Nope, not second mode. Second mode takes us to the main screen.
You have to press stat,
Press.
and then you gotta go like to calc.
Very good. Stat, then calc,
So the
Then
second
four.
one.
then
Then
number
four.
4, lean reg.
Reg.
And then put your second L1 second
Second one, comma, second 2.
comma.
Second 2. Then and it go to
Comma.
Yeah.
Then what? Bars. Then over to Y bars. And then enter how many times?
3.
3. Which one of those is my correlation coefficient?
The bottom one?
The bottom one, just the R. So R here is equal to 0.9. Do not round, right? No rounding. What does it say about the correlation coefficient? What kind of correlation is that?
Strong positive.
It's a strong positive. Good job, baby. This is a strong positive correlation. Okay, good job. All right, so now let's do our residual. So now we need our predicted amounts. So you see how the equation is under y equals, which is this equation right here. So now to find the predicted, you go to your table. So you press second graph. And now my predicted amount for 1. What's my predicted amount for 1?
10.2.
10.2. What's my predicted amount for 2?
12.3.
12.3. What's my predicted amount for 3?
14.4.
14.4. My predicted amount for 4?
16.5.
16.5. What's my predicted amount for 5?
18.6.
18.6.
Okay, I kind of see a pattern with that.
Okay, do you see it?
It goes up by 2 and up by 1. And
Yep.
like for the point, it goes up by 1. And for the bigger number, it's up by 2.
All right, so you see it because if you see the slope, that's why. You got it, Hannah? So
Yeah.
now, how do I find the residual? What do I do with the actual? These are your actual y values.
You add them together.
Nope, not add.
Times.
No. Nope.
Actual y minus predicted y.
Actual minus predicted. So you're gonna subtract these. I'm gonna go to my main screen, and I'm gonna say second mode, and I'm gonna start typing these in. So what is 10 minus 10.2?
Negative 0.2.
And what does that mean about the actual point? This point right here. Is it above or below the line?
Above. Or below. Below.
It's below because it's negative. You see it? Okay?
Yes.
That's a negative residual, and that means it's below the line of best fit. Let's look at this one. I'm going to subtract. I have 14 minus 12.3. And what does that give me?
1.7.
It's positive 1.7. So the original ordered pair, the actual point, is it above the line of best fit or below the line of best fit?
Above.
Why is it above?
Because it's a positive.
Because residual is positive. So this point is going to be above the line of best fit, above this line. Okay, so let's look at this one. What do I do to find residual here?
Subtract
What?
12 minus 14.4.
12 minus 14.4. Good job. Okay, and what does that give us?
2.4 and it's below.
Negative 2.4 and it is below. It's below because your residual is negative. Okay, so this ordered pair is going to be below the line of best fit. Okay, how do you find the residual for 4? What do you do to find the residual?
Minus 6.5, 16.5.
17 minus 16.5. And what does that give you?
0.5.
That gives you 0.5, positive 0.5. So what does that mean since it's a positive residual?
It's above.
This actual point is above the line of best fit. Okay. All right, how do you find the residual for 5?
19 minus 18.6.
All right, 19 minus 18.6. And what does that give you?
0.4.
Positive 0.4. So what does that mean? This point is above the line of best fit. It's above the line of best fit. Questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
All right, good deal. Okay, so now what is the difference between linear and nonlinear? What does it mean to be linear? It's a smaller word in linear called line. So a linear equation graphs what kind of line? We gotta read our notes. Graphs a straight line. Linear equations are straight lines.
I was thinking it was a straight line.
No, don't say that. Because if you thought it, you should have said it. What about
I'm scared of getting it wrong.
No,
okay?
You can't be afraid of getting it wrong. Silence is consent. You can't be afraid of getting it wrong and then, oh, well, I was gonna say that. That don't count. All right, so what's nonlinear?
A not straight line.
Very good. It's not a straight line. Oops. Okay. How do you compare functions using the calculator? Remember, you can put 2 equations in the calculator. You can put as many equations in the calculator as you want. You can go to your table, second table, and you can look at your x and your y values of both equations and compare. Okay, you can graph them. You type in the equation, you can graph them. You don't forget to change your window range if you need to. You can graph a scatter plot by cutting it on. Graph the scatter plot. See it? Okay, it's lots that you can do to compare functions. You can look at their slopes, see if they have similar slopes, see if the slopes are both positive, see if the slopes are the same, see if the y-intercepts are the same, where they meet or cross each other, where the lines cross each other. Are they parallel? Are they perpendicular? You're just looking at all aspects of those lines. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and this last one says, how do you solve f of 4? What does f of 4 mean?
Did you skip number 21?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go back. What does f of 4 mean? I'll go back to this one. I'm sorry.
Let me need to replace the x with the 4.
Very good. You're replacing the x with the 4. So here x is equal to 4. Okay, so you're going to plug in 4 for x. So this is going to be f of x, or f of 4, is equal to 6 times 4 plus 3. What's 6 times 4?
24.
24 plus 3.
27.
27. Okay, so I could write this as an ordered pair. What would the ordered pair be? What comma what?
27, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or would it be 427?
427. Okay. And another way to write this is to say f of 4 is equal to 27. F of x is equal to 27. These are different ways to write the answer. Any questions about that?
No.
All right. So let's go back and look at the rate of change, the slope problem. What's the formula for, let's write the 2 ordered pairs, sorry. The 2 ordered pairs, 4 and -5, and 3 and negative 10. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. What do you do to find the slope? What's the formula for slope?
M equal y2 minus y1, and then x2 minus x1.
Very good. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the slope formula. Same thing as saying rate of change. So then what numbers are we going to put on the top? What minus what?
Negative 10 minus 4.
Very good. Negative 10 minus 4. What are we going to put on the bottom?
It's negative 10 minus negative 5.
Oh, what'd you say now? Negative 10,
Negative 10
minus
is negative 5.
That's right, baby. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, baby.
That was my fault.
All right. And then, so what are we going to put on the bottom?
3 minus 4.
3 minus 4. Very good, sweetie. All right. So what does that give you on the top?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Minus a negative is plus a positive, so that's negative 5. What does that give you on the bottom?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So let's simplify. What's negative 5 divided by negative 1?
Wouldn't that be positive 5?
That would be positive 5. Very good. Okay. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that was number 21. All right. Is there anything that you can think of? Because this is just a little bit of stuff that could be on the quarter test. Is there anything that you can think of from all of this year that you wanted, that you really struggled with, that you want me to go over with you real quickly? Is there anything you can think of that you really need that I didn't?
I struggle with the.
Go ahead. So I'll go over the Pythagorean theorem problem that we did today. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do Pythagorean theorem. Let me go to the sheet. So.
Can you do the last one, please? Because that's the only one that I did not get.
All right. So look, when you do Pythagorean theorem, first and foremost, Pythagorean theorem only works with right triangles. Okay. And you know, everybody knows a right triangle has one right angle. Okay. So Pythagorean theorem, you know, it only works when you have a right triangle. The two sides that form the right angle are called legs. This is a leg and this is a leg. The side opposite of the leg is actually called the hypotenuse. Okay, it's called hypotenuse. So this is side A or B. This is side A or B. Because they're both legs, it doesn't matter which one you say is A or B because they're both legs. But the side that's slanted or the side that's opposite of the right angle has to be C. Okay? So this is how you solve. If I have, a right triangle, and this side is 3, this side is 4, let's find the side that's missing. It's not drawn to scale. Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the legs and c is the side that's slanted. So in order to solve for c, you're going to substitute your a and your b. Your a is 3, your b is 4. Now you're going to solve for c. So let's simplify. What's 3 times 3 or 3 squared?
9.
9.
Very good. It's 9. What's 4 times 4 or 4 squared?
16.
16. So now we're going to add 9 plus 16. What's 9 plus 16?
25.
25 equals c squared. What's the opposite of squaring a number so we can figure out what c is equal
Square root.
to? Square root. So let's find the square root on both sides. The square root of c squared is just c. What's the square root of 25?
Is it 5?
It's 5 because 5 times itself is 25. So the answer is 5. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So what about if I had, same thing. This is 7 and this is 10. I'm going to do the same thing again. I got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So this is my A, this is my B, or this could be B, this could be A. It doesn't matter because they both form the right angle. Okay? So we got 7 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. What's 7 squared?
49.
49. What is 10 squared?
100.
100. Okay, so this gives me C squared. What's 49 plus 100?
149.
149.
Very good. Somebody try to come in, y'all. Hold on, okay? Let's see. Okay. All right. Hello? Abdul, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we just finished the study guide. Now they're asking me questions about different topics that they might need help with for the quarter test. Okay. So
All right.
they wanted me to go over Pythagoras Theorem, and this video is recorded, but you cannot. Nobody's going to be able to hear your voice, so it's going to seem like in the video that I'm talking to myself. Okay. You got it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me hide this part here. Okay. All right. So we're gonna add. This is 149 is equal to C squared. Now what do we do to get C by itself?
Square for 149.
Very good. We're gonna square root both sides. This side is equal to C, and so we're gonna type in the square root of 149. So we got the square root of 149, and that equals 12.2. About 12.2. So squiggly lines about 12.2. Do you understand that so far?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now I'm going to go back and do that problem that y'all asked me to do that we did today, okay? All right,
Okay.
we did this. So first thing that we do, Abdul, we didn't do this in class, so you might want to take yours out. We didn't get to this far because we had the fire drill. So
All right.
this will be your first time seeing it. So make sure that you follow along, okay? Do you have your paper out where you can write this down?
I'm getting it right now.
Okay, let me pause real quickly. All right, so the first thing you want to do here is you want to graph these ordered pairs. So I'm going to graph this first ordered pair at -4 and 7. So start at the origin. -4 is to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. +7 is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my N. Label this as N. The second point is at 0, 0. It's at the origin. This is O. And the third point is 4 and 7. +4 and +7. So you go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is letter P. So now I'm going to connect the ordered pairs. Okay, so far, Abdul, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hannah, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Saxon, are you good, babe? You good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right, so now we're gonna find the area of the triangle first, okay? So the formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height, okay? So 1/2 base times the height. You ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
All right, so our base is gonna be the flat part. This is the only flat surface right here, the flat that's on the line. These are slanted. So we're gonna go with this as the base. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, Abdul, you good with that? That this is the base?
Yeah.
So we're gonna count the length of this base. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 units long. So the height has to be from the base to the top of the triangle. So this height is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the height is 7. Abdul, do you understand that?
Yeah.
So then we got area is equal to 1/2. The base is 8 times the height of 7. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to multiply. What's 1/2 times, or what's half of 8?
4.
And then what's 4? This is 4. What's 4 times 7?
28.
All right, very good. It's 28. So this is going to be, the area is going to be 28 units. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we're going to do perimeter. Remember, perimeter is where we add all the sides. Well, this side is 8, so we don't have to do this side, but we need to figure out the length of this side. Well, we can't find the length of that side because it's diagonal. So what we're going to do then is draw a right triangle. I'm going to use a different color. Let me break out my color pencil like I did today in class. All right. And draw a right triangle and find the side that is the slanted side, or the C. So I'm going to draw my right triangle. And do you see how this could be my side A and this is going to be my side B? Because those are the two sides that form the right angle. Do you see that, Hannah? Hannah?
Yeah, I see that.
Do you see that this is the side that's missing right here? I'm going to
Yeah.
erase the 7 because 7 is the height. I'm going to move that out the way so you don't get confused. So now let's count the measurement. Let's count the length of A. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A is 7. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
B is 1, 2, 3, 4. So B is 4. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So now, Abdul, you okay?
Yeah.
So now you're going to use Pythagoras Theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to find this length right here so you can add all the sides together. So we're looking for this. So we're going to, A is 7. So we got 7 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. All right, so what's 7 squared? 7 times 7 is what?
49. 49.
49. And then 4 squared. What's 4 times 4?
16.
16. So now we're going to add these together. So we got 49 plus 16. What's 49 plus 16?
65.
65. So we got 65. So in order to get C by itself, what do we have to do to both sides to get rid of the squared?
Square.
Mm-mm.
Or not square, but
Square root.
Square root.
Square root.
Very good. Square root, y'all. So this is going to be C is equal to the square root of 65. Or I can find the decimal, but I'll find the decimal at the end. So this right here, this side right here is the square root of 65. You got it now?
Yes.
All right. So now let's do the other side. The other side might be exactly the same. It looks like it is. So let's draw the.
I think it is.
Let's draw a triangle over here just to see. I think it's the same. So this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the same. This is also the square root of 65. So now we're going to add all these together. We're going to add, for perimeter, we're going to add 8 plus the square root of 65 plus the square root of 65. Let's add those in. So we got
Why do
8.
we have to add 8?
Because the perimeter is all the way around.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Does that make sense, baby?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to add all of the sides, okay? So we got 8 plus the square root of 65. I'm going to close this parentheses. Plus the square root of 65. I'm going to close this parentheses, close the parentheses up, and then I'm going to press enter. And this is going to give me about 25.12 or 25. Oh, and I forgot to put units squared here, y'all. Squared. And this is going to be 24.12 units, or about, squiggly, about. Abdul, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, how y'all feel? Are y'all all right?
Yes.
Hannah,
I'm good.
you good? Okay. So you need me, you said number 14?
Yes.
This one at the bottom, it says, what are the equations of the following lines? So the first thing that you have to do is you have to identify, this is the line, and let me get another paper, because this one I already wrote on that one. Here's one. Okay, so you have to identify M and B, okay, because you have to write the equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So it's easier to identify B because that's where the line, and I can pause because I already went over this one. Let me pause the video.